Hello, hello! Another live video. Hopefully I've got my settings in order this time. I've been playing, so I'm new to Colourpop, and I've gotten a few things in this order. I've been mostly playing with the Barbie Malibu, but I also have this in a trance eyeshadow palette. I can't remember if this one goes with the tie. I think this goes with the tie-dye. That could be shown by the front. In fact, now that I think of it, I believe I've got a background. I couldn't remember what this background was from. I think it's this. Wouldn't it make sense? Isn't that wonderful that I can't even remember how I found the backgrounds because when I had to search again, I couldn't find it searching the website. Anyway, so as I was using this the other day, I found some, I guess some of them didn't seem to quite match up with the swatches I saw online. Obviously, I'm one of the lightest skinned people I know. And the swatch on the lightest skin person, this one seemed to be oddly close to this one. So the Mind's Eye purple was very close to the clarity. Now I've done swatch pictures. I don't know how it's going to work to do the video. So we've got this kind of whitish. I think it matches up very much like a highlighter. Then this purple shimmer. Then this Daydream BBY. I'm gonna have to Google that later. Future Self matte light blue, all aura again. Pressed glitter, which came out very differently than I thought. Then Crown Chakra, a shimmery pink. Now the Daydream Joy, it's got like silvery flecks, almost like glitter flecks, in what looks to be a matte or satin. Same thing with the Transcend Dance. It looks like a matte or satin blue with silvery flecks. Then the Own Your Power looks like a matte purple, lavender purple. And then the up level, kind of a pinky mauve, seems to be matte. I think today I used the up level, I guess, as a transition color, and then the Own Your Power, probably used Crown Chakra, and probably Mind's Eye. And then I got into the glitter. So let me go through these. Okay. So I might need to take my watch off. So the clarity is quite whitish. It barely shows up. It's definitely got like a blue haze to it. And my arm is just disappearing. I don't think you'll be able to see it. The Mind's Eye, it's a little, I don't know if the crumbly is the right word, but it definitely is a lot more purple than it shows online. Online, it almost seems like it's just like this, like very sheer. Now the camera's not picking it up, or something about my setup. And this is where I wanted to know if I needed to change my lighting. Let's see. I don't know that that's any better. All right, then we've got Daydream BBY. I guess to do this in a more controlled way, it would be good if I like put my finger in the pan X number of times with approximately the same pressure. So this pink, like I said, has the silver reflect pieces, glittery pieces in it. Overall, other than that, it seems kind of matte. Well, you can see it a little bit here. Then we've got Future Self. I don't know if this is counting as patchy. There are kind of chunks in there. And then the other parts kind of, it gets like milky. I'm gonna skip over to Crown Chakra, the silvery pink, the shimmery pink. And I almost want to put that near this pink, but I guess I'll just keep going for here. So this is very frosty. I would say it's got a blue cast to it, almost like the clarity. Then on to the Transcendence, which is the darker blue matte with the silver reflect like this pink has, the Daydream BBY. Then Own Your Power is the lavender. And it's kind of, I would say, grayish. See if I can get any more on there. It's fine. I think it would look better on the lid. Can barely see it here. It's a with I would almost call it a periwinkle. It comes out more bluish on the skin than in the palette. And then last is the up level. Well, not last, but almost last. Up level is that. See, I think even though it's kind of mauve in the pan, it is more purple on the skin. Let's compare. I guess it looks fairly close. I would call that kind of patchy. It's got some chunks floating around in there. Even though this disappears, at least somehow this makes the arm show itself. And then we got this pressed glitter. Now, when I've seen pressed glitters before, the first ones I ever encountered that I recall of this type were, I think, hard candy. It kind of came in this like clear cream, like a waxy cream. And it didn't seem to be that great. You really had to press pretty hard, so it wouldn't work great for the eyelids. And it it just was okay, even for a glitter lover. This, as I press it, it almost seems like it's not even in a cream. It's like, it almost seems like loose glitter that has something keeping it stuck together, which reminds me quite a bit of the way the Super Shock highlighter felt on the lips, kind of like that indescribable, maybe silicone, kind of powdery, kind of slippery, not oily, kind of creamy. So it ended up nicer than I thought. Probably can't see it. I'm gonna try putting some on my lips right now. It showed up only a tiny bit, like a couple little flecks showed up on the eyes the other day, on camera anyway. It certainly showed up in real life. I don't know how long this will stay on, but while we're at it, why don't we just put some. I used to wear glitter in copious amounts, especially if I was coming back from a face and body art event where I was the artiste. But as I do less of that now, it's kind of interesting to be more intentional with placement, because a lot of those times I was just hurrying up to get out the door and it would be less precise and more all over. And I liked it that way. But it's interesting when you're just putting a hint on, because I feel like the world considers a hint like significant glitter, whereas I was just kind of like a glitter bomb walking, glitter fairy walking. So that is different placement than I used last time. I think last time I put it all over here and then down here. I kind of like how that works, just a touch of fairy essence. And as this has smushed into my lips and face, I've got a little bit left on the fingers. I'm not sure how much you can see. I've also got my scriptures that are going to be read to me in 8 minutes. So I want to see if I can get this done first. So I found myself thinking some of these colors look like other colors I've encountered. The first one I noticed was, so I've got this Anastasia Beverly Hills Moonchild highlighters that I got on a pretty significant clearance. It was $10 or less, might have been less. And some of it was crumbling, but the other thing is, it smells kind of weird. I don't know what it smells like. A little bit like a shampoo, like an unfragrant shampoo that maybe industrial. There's just something industrial, like that's the word that comes to mind. I can't tell if it's certain chemicals that are like too old. So I think this Moonchild's been around a while. And if it's a TJ, what I can't figure out is if TJ Maxx has old stuff. A lot of these don't seem to have any expiration. So point being, we've got this blue ice, which is kind of like a whitish, star, which looks gray, silver, purple horseshoe, which I tried on my eyes the other day, and my eyes were watering a lot that day. I don't know if it's because of walking on a freshly mowed hill or what. We've got pink heart, which is seemingly more red to it than the blue ice. The lucky clover, it's got like a greenish tint, and the blue moon, it's kind of like that periwinkle. So let's see. That one's blue. So I think I tried probably blue ice first. And I think that's the one I was like, yep, that's pretty close. I might have tried blue moon also. That one actually comes out more silvery. Purple horseshoe, almost seems too blue. So I'll just try the others. I mean, I did this yesterday. That star is more silver. Lucky Clover is quite, it's like almost gold, but seems kind of green. And Pink Heart, yeah, that's more pink. I'm sure none of this is showing up, but I will say the Blue Ice is the closest match. The Colourpop one, I would say, has like larger particles and seems more even. The Blue Ice kind of, I want to call it like chunky, and it seems more all over the place. Then I said to myself, okay, I've got this NYX Whimsical. Several of these arrived broken, and then a few were okay, which I don't even think I've tried those yet. So this one is like a shimmery lavender. It almost feels creamy somehow, even though it's powder. So this one I figured would match up with, which one is it called? Oh, the Mind's Eye. And I was correct. I would say that's a pretty close match. This might have already rubbed off a smidge, maybe in my shirt, but the next one, so it's definitely more opaque. So now I want to go back to Mind's Eye and see if I can get it to the same opacity. Yeah, okay, once, it must have rubbed off. So I would say that's almost an identical match. I don't know what I have to do. You know, when I held this up, it seemed to work. In the camera, the next one looks a little bit darker, but in real life, they're pretty identical. I will say the Colourpop one starts off a little bit more chunky, maybe slightly lighter. Maybe I put more of the NYX on. Let's see if I blend it out a bit. I feel like once you blend it out a smidge, they're so close. It would be hard to tell the difference. I've also got a similar color in the NYX Mystic Petals. I'm guessing this one would be pretty close. And I would think this could be close to one of these. I don't think I tried this yesterday. It's a little less shiny, but still fairly close. I'm trying to remember what in this one seems similar. Oh, I think it was this one, Cherry Cordial. Oh no, sorry, Strawberry Bonbon. The names are above. Would that match up with this pink? So that, the Too Faced one is lighter pink than the Daydream BBY. And it's more matte and does not have those silver things. But the BBY, the silver things are gone. This must have touched my shirt, but the silver's gone. That's something I think important to know. Now this palette, I think I need to review on its own because it smells delicious. And I had it on my hand and I think, oh, that's cool. I can see my reflection. Whee! It smells wonderful. And I think when I was swatching at my hand, oh, I think it was when I kissed my hand to test out the lipstick, I ended up tasting this inadvertently. I was like, oh, it's sweet. I would have thought they would have needed to put in like stevia or something. I mean, they have no intention of people eating this, but somehow it was sweet. Most things like lip glosses that don't have stevia, but just have flavor, they will smell good, but they won't taste sweet. So I don't know how this ended up this way. It does say that it contains actual cocoa powder, but in my mind, this couldn't possibly have enough cocoa powder to make it that sweet. Let's see, this champagne truffle doesn't really match up with anything, but it's lovely. It's probably one of my favorite flavors. I mean, favorite colors there. Even though these colors look so different, I don't know how to get this to show up better. Is my chair going higher? Even though they look so different, like this purple I was expecting to be one of my favorites. It's like black. I mean, so many of these are just almost the same. There's this, where is it? Gilded Ganache. In the other lighting, it looked much more green. Nope. Black Forest Truffle, it looks burgundy. Nope. Amaretto, also kind of like a different kind of burgundy. Nope. Cherry Cordial has some red to it with some of those, I think they call them pinpoints. Creme Brulee is pretty good. Marzipan is pretty good. Some of these, I think Milk Chocolate I ended up using for my eyebrows and it worked out okay. But the thing is, these are so dark on me. And I mean, I guess the white chocolate pretty much matches my skin and can be barely a highlighter. I prefer this as a highlighter because it's shimmery. And it's just, this has so much less use for me than I would have hoped. Smells delicious. Very pigmented. I think I probably got it for like $10. So I'm glad to get to try it. This is one of those TJ Maxx finds. But just so very different from what it looks like in the pan. So in a trance, has all these lovely pastel colors, and you can pretty much just see these match my shirt pretty much. I mean, this is not pastel, although it's, well, no, it's neon. That's probably faded a bit. So it's between neon and pastel. But these are me, and these are me. These, not me. I'll have to do swatches another time. They look so different from each other. There's only a few kind of light colors. The other ones are so dark. It just doesn't work. I mean, I guess it could work for eyeliner or like really dramatic, smoky something, but I just find these so lovely. Again, I'm new to Colourpop. I'm loving what I've used so far. Oh, what I forgot. Where is it? The Barbie Malibu. I wanted to compare those pinks because we've got 3 pinks in the Barbie Malibu. This Best Coast dark pink, which doesn't really apply to anything here. Follow the Sun, which is a medium shimmer pink. And the Vintage Doll light pink. So I tried the 2 shimmers next to that shimmer pink. And the Vintage Doll is a little bit like more orangey. Very similar shimmer though. It almost makes me think that the crown chakra has that duochrome type thing going on. And then the Follow the Sun is darker pink, but it's more of a similar hue, I guess, or tint. What's that? I'm mixing up my words. I forget what, I'll have to look up what word I mean. But I think they all go great together. And then you got this matte pink. So if you want like an all pink look, you'd be good to go. But basically, I think it's rather lovely. I would recommend it. I enjoy it. I think it's gonna take me a while to get through all these, but it's the kind of, I love purples and pinks, and blues go nicely with that. So I just hope that they will keep it around because it seems like they're switching things up all the time. And my scriptures are playing, so it's time for me to go. But I'm glad I got to do this and that it worked out pretty much. And hopefully you can see these. Well, peace be with you. Lots of love. Bring uplifting kindness into the world.